Hi, Jules. It's Montali here. I'm talking about my precepting experience when I first started my job as a nurse. My second preceptor was amazing. I really enjoyed the teaching style I was given, and I felt free to ask questions. I didn't feel intimidated, and I felt like I was really learning. And essentially I did. I'm on my own now on my job. Obviously, as a nurse, you will continue to have questions that you want to ask, but these are the things I want you guys to look for in your preceptor. Not saying that you'll have a good one or a bad one, or, everybody's experience is different, but you need to evaluate your day at the end of it. So, are you on your own? Do you feel like you're alone sometimes, that you can't ask questions or get any answers out of your preceptor? Do you feel intimidated? Are you learning? Are you being insulted? Do you feel like you're not really getting what you need? Sometimes nurses do eat their young. My second preceptor, amazing. Taught me things. At the end of the day, I felt like I was learning a lot, and I did. My preceptor never insulted me. I didn't feel intimidated, and I felt great. Learning is supposed to be fun. I don't care what you're learning, how you're learning it, but you're learning to do your job. It's supposed to be fun, and that's how my preceptor made it. So I really want you guys to take notes on, maybe I need to ask for another preceptor if my first preceptor or the preceptor that I have now, I don't feel that way about. So this is what this video is about. If you feel like you can't ask your preceptor questions or you're being insulted, that's not a good sign. At the end of the day, when you get out of orientation, which where I work at, orientation is just about 3 months, that is your license. That is what you will be practicing under. And I really feel like if you're not learning, if you're feeling intimidated, if you don't want to ask questions because of what you think your preceptor might say, then you need to find another preceptor. Like I said, my second preceptor was great. I felt free to ask as many questions as I could. My preceptor really showed me things. Everything. Stuff that maybe I'd forgotten skill-wise. Chest tubes, for one. I had forgotten about those, and my preceptor just really helped me get the concept and what I should see, what I shouldn't see, like the titling or the bubbling, things of that such, what you should do when it comes out. So you want your experience to be amazing because you're learning, you're a new nurse, and you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know everything. Sometimes it's intimidating getting out of school and you have all these sick patients around you and you're like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. But you always have that preceptor to help you there. And you'll have a great support system, a great team of nurses that are seasoned and know what they're doing. I want to also say you should look for signs. How your personality is with the preceptor's personality. Do they mesh well? If they mesh well, you've got somebody pretty good teaching you. Sometimes people's personalities don't mesh well. My first preceptor I thought it was going, smoothly. I'm not the type to complain. I don't really say much other than when I'm trying to learn some stuff, because I feel like if you're at a job, that's what you're supposed to be talking about, your job. You don't need to know about my family or anything else about me. This is learning time for me, so that's what I'm there to do. Maybe later on we can discuss things like that on a coworker friend level, but when I'm here to learn, I'm here to learn. Like, education first. That's how I feel. I'm like very anal about that. So what I'm saying is, these are signs you should look for. Once again, am I learning? Do I feel on my own? If you feel like you're on your own and you can't ask questions, then you might want to rethink getting a new preceptor. Sometimes you need to. It's not a reflection of you or even the preceptor sometimes. But maybe it's that your learning styles are a little bit different and that you may need to go with someone whose learning and teaching style is more similar to yours. In my situation, it was a kind of different. It just wasn't, to me, it wasn't a friendly environment. And my first time, I just almost hated going to work because I just felt like so overwhelmed, so stressed out. But when I got with that other preceptor whose learning and teaching styles were more similar to mine, I loved it. And, essentially, this is your career. This is your profession as a nurse. And I want you just to be aware of some things. I'm not going to go in full detail about, what happened on my job and with the first and second preceptor. But I want you guys to be able to feel free and not feel intimidated or like you're causing trouble if you ask for a different preceptor. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So if you feel like you need a new preceptor, you feel like you're not learning, if you feel like you're being intimidated or insulted, which sometimes people do that intentionally or unintentionally, then you need to ask for a different preceptor. This is your learning experience. These are your 3 months that you're going to be learning how to take care of patients confidently and competently. So you need to do what you have to do for you. This is your job, and I want you to feel free to ask for a different preceptor. I know the title of the video is talking about, my experience with precepting, but it's kind of like precepting versus bullying. There's a difference. Sometimes you'll have nurses that don't pass the torch. And when I say don't pass the torch, if this nurse has been on a job, let's say 10 or more years, or however long they've been, longer than you, obviously, because you're a new grad. But if they've been on this job longer than you and they've experienced things and they've seen things and they just, kind of know how the flow of nursing is, if they're not teaching you that knowledge, sharing their experience, helping you to get to that next level as a nurse, then they're not passing the torch. If no one ever passed the torch, no one is learning. One of my good friends made a statement about that. I won't announce her name in video, but she kind of left that as an example. And I really got what she was saying, which kind of prompted me to want to make this video. So anyway, guys, I want you to know that you need to ask for a new preceptor if you're not learning, if your experience is not going as planned, and if you feel like you're on your own, because you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be learning. Regardless of what you learned in school, this is your job. School and your actual career is different. You have different policies and procedures in the hospital than you do at a hospital with your school, because you fall up under a different thing there. So this is Vontali Jules saying, do your best, stay blessed, and find you a preceptor if you need one. And if you got a good one, hold on to it. Learn, learn, learn. You can never learn too much with nursing. Later.